Welcome to another episode of the M&J podcast. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since we last showcased one of our episodes. And I'm super excited because today we are dressed by the M&J apparel. We are branded by Zambia's and Africa's own traditional regalia. Malo, please tell us about the texture of the quality that's on this fabric.
Before we talk about that, we're going to start the podcast with the prayer.
Yes.
Mr. Jerry, take us into that.
Sure, pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the privilege of speaking on this platform, impacting and changing lives. We pray that even as this podcast starts, may your angels be with us and protect us and lead us in every way that's going to change the lives of many across the world. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So we talk about the legaria.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Our legaria is made out of a material that I don't know, but it's rich. As you can see, the texture of it is legit. You can wash it more than one time in all the bleaches. No bleach. But yeah, you can wash it more than 10 times and it do not lose its original color. It
was tailor-made for you, designed by one of our professional tailors that are going to get your measurements down to the last letter. Remember, this is the M&J apparel, and we're selling these suits for
only 900 kwacha. Gets you that legaria. Different colors are available. We have green,
we have beige,
we have brown, we've got blue, sky blue. All the shades of blue are available. Just make your own order. It's been a crazy week behind us and months. A lot of things have happened.
Absolutely, Malo. You know, to be honest with you, the reason why we were silent is because we're trying to assimilate the craze that we had after the Mixed Kasamwa episode. And whilst we were taking this break, there's been so much that's been happening. Malo, give us an update. What has been going on around Lusaka and the world?
Yeah, big shout out to Mixed Kasamwa for coming to our platform. It was amazing to have you around. That guy is amazing. His energy was just on. And it's crazy how you would think that he's a very hyper person based on his movies and whatnot. But he's a chilled guy and enjoyed his company,
And much respect to him for coming on the platform. We really value your visit, and we're looking forward to him coming on the M&J podcast again.
Yeah, we need to have you back, man, because we had a lot of controversies, people supporting that episode we had, but yeah, it was amazing. We're looking forward to have more people on this platform. Please give us suggestions of people that you want us to see.
Yep.
And we have a campaign that we want to run. We want Emma on this platform. If you want to see him, Ndine Emma, please leave a lot of comments so that we force him to come on this platform. We invited him to come, by the way, and they quoted us mad money.
Yep.
No cap.
Celebrities aren't cheap these days.
Yeah. I think it deserves that, man. But, he has to be lenient.
He has to be lenient.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened in this. There was the campaign, the Yomap Fill Up Heroes Stadium.
The Fill Up 40,000, is it 40 or 60,000 seating capacity at the Heroes Stadium? Man. Malo, it is a feat that has never been accomplished in the entertainment industry in Zambia.
It's one of the maddest things that Yomaps wanted to do, but did he do it? We're going to talk about that. And sad note, we had a person who died, a victim who died from violence, unnecessary violence. What was his name again? Let me look it up. As well, I'm looking it up. Mr. Jerry, what else happened?
We had Ronaldinho come and play the magic football on the Zambian soil. The women were challenged at least bear the seed of Ronaldinho so that we can have some fast legs in the coming generations in Zambia. World Cup.
Let's hope they did the needful. I found the name is Chaman Njovu. We lost the Chaman Njovu during the course of this last month.
Yeah, that was last month, actually.
Last month, it was a very bad sight to see on social media. The video footage of him being carried out of the building, burning building, it was so gruesome and so bad.
Big ups to the man that risked his life got into a burning house and dragged his body out.
Yeah.
That is a true hero.
Yeah, he needs to be celebrated. That guy is a hero.
Absolutely. It is an indicator of selfless love for you to risk your life to save another man's life.
Yeah.
That is patriotism that I don't think we have acknowledged enough, especially. I don't know what his name is. We don't even know what his name is, but a big ups to the man that did a great attempt at saving Mr. Njovu's life.
Yeah, we salute you. He's a 25-year-old guy. Imagine what that has done to our society now, the Zambian community, because we've lost the youth. We've lost one addition to the youth, and I don't think we should have this unnecessary violence going around. We speak against it as the M&J podcast, and that's the reason why we need more platforms like this to, give awareness to men, to give them a solid fighting chance to at least fight with intellect and not violence.
Absolutely. You see, here's the thing. Men that battle with words are intellectuals. Men that battle with bottles and knives and fire are weak men.
Weak.
And as the M&J podcast, we understand that weak men are men that have to be sat down, dealt with intellectually, have a conversation in order to change their mind. So we strongly speak against the violence because we know it was arsenal. We understand it was a person who had ill intent that set that house on fire to cause harm and injury to Mr. Njovu. Now, the question is, no matter how much I may have hurt you, should I threaten your own life? Is any dispute that we have enough to threaten another man's life and take another man's life? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think whatever dispute they may have perhaps had, they could have sat it down as men and
just sorted it out with good fight of banter, like words, just words. You fight with words and come to a natural conclusion where you both have an understanding.
Simple.
Yeah. From that sad note, we are back with the banger. We are back with the banger and Yomaps. That guy. I think one of the conversations that we had in regards to the Yomaps fill up stadium was the aspect where I told you, Mr. Jerry, to say that man, he's blessed. No cap, it's got that, the I don't know if it's a Bible story or not, where whatever he touches turns into gold.
The Midas touch.
Yeah, whatever he touches turns into gold. Look at the people that have associated himself to the name of Yomaps. I think I mentioned a few. Is it Kandeke?
DJ Kandeke.
Kandeke, there's, what's her name? Muzukanji. There's the wife, arguably. Who else?
Kidist.
Yeah, the Kidist. There's this other guy Chilewan, who's leeching on to Yomap's name to make a name. It's crazy.
Malo,
that guy is a leech.
Malo called Chilewan a leech. Wow. The M&J podcast is going to be...
I don't know, I doubt. Maybe he has talents. I'm unable to tell. I'm biased because I'm not a fan of his music. I'm literally not a fan of his music. Yomaps too. There's some songs that have made me dance. I'm sure we went to... I like the energy that he presents, because there was a concert we attended. It was by Keys. It was for Keys Daniel, you remember?
Yeah, the Keys Daniel.
And Yomaps was one of the acts that actually performed on that platform. And when he came on, it was like Keys Daniel himself, because people celebrated him. It was amazing to see him on stage, and the energy he carried was so good.
But alas, Malo, you did not attend the fill up the stadium with Yomaps. The question is, why would you speak very good words but yet not support him with your finances? Don't you call yourself a traitor? Perhaps,
man, perhaps. It is what it is. I didn't attend the concert for personal reasons.
50 kwacha, guys. It was 50 kwacha.
Hey, I had stuff to do, but I really wanted to make it.
Malo, if you wanted to make it, we would have gone together.
True, but you didn't make it as well. You have these stories that you tell me. We almost made it. You almost made it. You didn't make it.
But at least I bought the ticket, Malo.
Okay,
give me the credit that at least I supported you, even if I didn't show up at the stadium, but I at least gave him the money. My question is, why would you You know, Malo, when we're having conversations in the kitchen late night after work, he sits down and says, Your Maps is a man that's blessed.
True. No cap.
He is like the story of the Midas touch. The man who was cursed with whatever that he touches turns into gold.
Yeah.
And Malo says it's a curse because, well, there's certain things like your loved ones who when you touch, they turn into gold. It means they die. They become objects and they will leech you. And we know Kidist is leeching him. We know Chiloman is leeching him.
I don't know about Kidist.
We know. I mean, obviously, the reason why she's famous now is because of him. Minus him, like Dave, we never knew who Kidist was when she was dating Dave.
I think we got to know Kidist when the scenario when after the death of Dave, even when Dave was in the mainstream and stuff like that. I think her name was mentioned here and there, but we didn't know her name. It was like the Ethiopian.
Yeah. We called her the Ethiopian girl.
Yeah, and the light of her character was shed when we saw that emasculating video that went viral where she was emasculating Dave and making him to kneel down. It was so bad.
But honestly speaking, I think this is like Meghan, the one who's married to Prince Harry. That she just got bad. She's just got a bad personality, honestly speaking.
I don't know
because
that.
the way she humiliated Dave, and you see, here's the thing: she's very disagreeing. She's very aggressive. She would literally get a phone and then speak to people who are her haters, and outrightly call them out.
Yeah.
That's very confrontational.
She is. And
honestly speaking, if she did that with her ex, Dave, I'm sure if she's given a bigger platform to speak out, Tizakachimvela, guys. Tizakachimvela.
Do you think she's the man of the relationship? Don't answer that.
Wow. Who's wearing the pants?
Who's wearing the pants between Yomos and Kidist? What do you think? Leave the comments. But I don't know. We don't understand her character. Maybe she's that girl who's been brought up in an environment where she feels the need to defend herself.
Okay.
To the point where she would actually put up a fight and defend herself. We don't know that. You know what I mean? We might speculate to say she's a bad person and stuff like that. You know what media is like that. If it wants to paint you to be a certain kind of person, you will definitely be that person in the eyes of media. But we cannot take that to say that's her character. Only Yomaps and the people who are really close to the family know who she really is. Whether she's actually that kind of a person, or not.
But I think you're right. When we tried to side with her, you notice that she grew up in an African community and she's mixed race. And her need for acceptance, her need for approval would oftentimes make her fight people who would fight her or question her identity. And so she's just grown up a fighter.
True. I've seen that trait and with mixed race people. They have issues with belonging and identifying, because it's like everywhere they go, they're not accepted.
They're not.
So hence they have to defend themselves aggressive. Have you ever called a mixed race out to say mixed race? You see them break. I'm a human being.
Yeah, they will go to I'm part of the human race.
Yeah,
no, dude, we're asking you: are you black? Are you white? Stephen's whether or not you're a human being.
I once called Anita that. She's like, stop stigmatizing. Stop that stigma.
Did she really call you out?
Yeah, she did.
Anita, we love you.
We love you, Anita.
No matter how much, somebody once told me the reason why dark-skinned people throw a lot of hate on mixed race or light-skinned is because there's certain privileges and perks that the mixed race or the light-skins get, such as they get some of the most beautiful-looking people. I think it's like the best of the whites and the best of the blacks come together, and then they have this
beautiful baby.
And because of that, there's always hate from either race, because you're like, why didn't I get this beautiful skin, or why didn't I get this gorgeous eyes or this luscious hair? And hence they'll be the butt of the joke every single time when race is discussed. But anyway,
we have a friend, Parsley, who's 6 feet.
Parsley.
Undoubtedly, he's even barefooted is 6 foot.
He's not even. I think he's like 6'5" tall. Because when he walked into our store one time, he was casually playing with the roofing. And
The old store, not the new store.
Yeah, of course, the old store. And Malo passively looked at him and like, but isn't this strange behavior for a man to be playing with the roofing whilst having a conversation with you? And he was like, Mr. Malo. And he's slow, by the way. He's slow.
Yeah.
I think the reason why we always put him as the butt of the joke is because he's got everything, my guy.
Yeah. At least let's make him feel like a human for once.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So you punch holes into his. But don't you think it affects his esteem as well as a man? Because every time we call him out on height, and don't you think he gets tired of being called out? It's like you being told about I've got a beard. Oh yeah, a beard. And you're like, guys, every man should have a beard. I don't know why. If you're the only man that has beards, and then everybody else is like, boy, be endeavor, boy, endeavor, you'd be like, okay, enough about this. I've got a lot of things that I can offer apart from my beard.
Yeah. I think it's one of those Muzungu kind of arguments where I remember one time at YMCA we had this conversation to say racism, where white people were complaining to say, when you're walking through the streets of Lusaka, you have people calling you, I'm Muzungu. I'm not a Muzungu, I'm a human being. And they don't want to be identified according to their skin color, and they dared to say that's racism on its own. And then there was an argument, but it's a compliment. It was like, no, but if you stigmatize me and call me a particular, you identify me with my race, then you're not looking at me as a human being. They just want to belong. So it's like the parsley analogy you're throwing there, where he wants to feel normal, and we keep on, bringing that up. Maybe. Big ups to you, Parsley.
We love you and always support Z Nations with every client that you bring through.
Yeah.
So there goes that. So at least we've discussed how Yo Maps had brought Kidist, who's mixed race, onto the spotlight. But the question is, what do you think is next for Yo Maps now that he's filled up the Heroes? He hasn't filled it up. Now that he's at least attempted to fill up the Heroes Stadium. Do you think he's going to be collaborating with big names in Africa like Burna Boy, or South Africa's big name like Casper Nyovest? Or do you think he would just continue doing the same type of work where he's just collaborating with the local artists and doesn't break to be an international act that fills up stadiums across the world?
Well, we also had Nasty C.
Oh yes, we had Nasty C.
And Coffee. There was Coffee Olomide.
And Nasty. On the very weekend, 25th, 26th, 27th of May.
Yeah, I think Coffee clashed with Yo Maps. There were people who were told, like the demographic of Lusaka was cut between two. Other people were attending the Yo Maps, and the old folk were attending the Coffee or Olomide. Okay, in regards to the question that you asked, I to predict the movements of an African, I think Yo Maps has opened the door that a lot of people are working behind him. I see a lot of big people, big names who are working with Yo Maps in regards to financing him to do bigger projects and stuff like that. So I think I can see him do that, but there comes a time where people,
what's that supposed to be, Makula?
They grow big-headed to the point where they are unable to push themselves to the next level, like you said. So I wouldn't want to see a scenario where he thinks this is it. I think he should push himself to go out there now, invest harder so that he gets that much-needed collabo. Which collabo do you think he can make most happen? With Burna Boy, I don't think he can work.
Why? You think it's too expensive?
Not expensive. I'm just thinking about the voices and the genres.
Okay. Don't you think Burna Boy, there's that song where these guys from Kenya,
all those guys, what are their names? I think he can blend with those.
They're from East Africa. What's their name?
Yeah, those guys. I know the name, the song, but
yes. Yeah. So he can do those guys, but those guys were collaborated with Burna Boy, and he did a rap on one of those, African Star. African Star.
Your voice is horrible, man.
Well, let me check what thing says here.
Yeah, there's I think who's this guy? Diamond Platinum can also blend well with your maps.
Yes, Diamond Plat, the Tanzanian star.
Yeah. I think he can blend well with your maps. And who else do you think?
I think.
What about the likes of Wizkid?
No, I think from
Malay.
Gross. Let's go Sauti Sol. Yeah, Sauti Sol did a song with Brenna Boy called African Star.
So you think Sauti Sol can actually blend well with your maps?
I think Sauti Sol is a great collaboration, but Sauti Sol kind of sounds like Pompey, and their singing style is kind of like Pompey, but Pompey is not circular. We know his gospel.
It's gospel, yeah.
And Malo, you're arguing to say like Pompey is on his decline. He's not on his prime because of how this recent song that he released with his wife didn't break the charts.
I never said that, but anyway, I think that was one of the conversations we had with Mwika, and you're mistaking me with him.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pardon you on that one.
I'm sorry.
But interesting thought that I had. Do you remember there was a guy that we know, a guy that we knew once? He's a lawyer. You know the guy?
Yes.
Yeah, we featured him on one of our first podcasts. We had a Lumix by then.
We did,
We did have a Lumix, boy. And one of those episodes we did, it was on outdoor shoot. And after we shot that, I think that was the Adventure City story.
The Adventure City story.
Yeah, and he had some interesting views and stories for himself. Inspiring stories, actually.
Very inspiring stories.
We didn't even cast him that.
We didn't. We were very politically correct.
Yeah.
With YouTube would have loved us.
Inspirational, and everything was good. And he said, no, it can clash with my profession.
When we tried to upload it anyway.
We did, actually. He had to bring it down.
Yeah,
remember,
we had
right?
to take the episode down
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
according to him, he said what would happen is that it would clash with his employer's agreements, and hence the video needed to be taken down.
Yeah, and what was said there, it was more like inspiring someone who's trying to say never give up. I think that was
It was motivational. That
was
Adventure City
motivational,
story
yeah.
was big, starting from nothing and making it big. And he started from nothing with his books sales. And he mentioned how he was able to start from his network of friends to complete strangers on recommending a book that needed a commission that he would make off of. And, it was all motivational, but he turned us down, Malo. I wondered why.
Yeah, he literally made calls. Please bring it down. It might clash with my work and stuff like that. And you know what I saw?
Tell me.
I saw him on a show with Tilu.
By Mix Kasama.
By Mix Kasama, boy. He featured on that show, boy.
Do you call that betrayal?
Well, we're not that close of friends to call it betrayal, but it really hit me to the point, but why? Is it because our show then was mediocre? Is that it?
Maybe he just didn't want to be associated with us.
Boy, you're going to want to be associated with this, because they eat.
He made the biggest mistake.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Much love to everybody. Mix Kasama, you're doing big things and whatnot.
Well, mad respect for you. One last thing I wanted to talk about, Malo. Do you think the direction of the M&J podcast will be with guests all the time, or do you think we'll sometimes sit and talk to our listeners, just the two of us?
I think we're going to do both, but mainly we're going to do just the two of us and incorporate other people with other subjects that need to be expanded.
Why do you think this is important?
I think you and I, at some certain degree, start to think alike. So we need a type. There's someone who's going to be neutral ground, where they are able to be neutral as possible. Imagine if we're agreeing all the way and stuff like that. The other person who's disagreeing will feel like they're not heard. So we need a third party maybe, and sometimes we're gonna add guests just to,
Spice things up
and make maybe try to learn more things about the people that we see around there in terms of business people who've made it, and people who are not making it even. Yeah, just to learn one or two things, what they did wrong, and for the people that are making it, what they did right. And by making it, we need to specify what making it means.
Yeah, because success and its indicators are different and relative to a person. So,
Yeah, you might say make it just because they have money and you think it's making it. No, making it is different for different people. Some other people, maybe just them being able to live in Lusaka, it's making it on its own.
yeah, but it is.
You know, some people just being able to have a proper family and stuff like that, it's making it.
Yes.
So we need to exactly define what making it and what making it you're targeting yourself.
So, Malo, can I ask this question?
True.
There's one stage in my life that I've reached where my parents are asking me, Jerry, when are you settling down? No, when are you taking plates?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think marriage equally for a man is an indicator of making it? I'd like to hear your very conflicted opinion about this because, Malo, you are a businessman who's very inept and open to how ruthless the world is, but as well, on the same token, you're a spiritual man.
Mm-hmm.
In your 29 years in this world, how would you describe marriage for a man?
I think marriage is one of those topics that shouldn't be, forced on someone just because you feel they are of age to get married, because it's pairing two different environments together through human interaction.
Okay.
So if you try and force the person and they feel pressure to the point where let me just pick the nearest person and just bring them in my house, what you create is chaos, because the person will marry them and you start discovering in installments to say, this is a scam. I didn't even make this decision. You know what I mean?
Don't you think it deters the young ones, especially the men who are not making as much money as the women these days? Because oftentimes the burden is on the man.
True, it is.
Then if you say you're forced, don't you think that if men had it their way, they would only choose to have a girlfriend and have sex with the rest of their life and not commit to marriage?
Perhaps. I think for me, to answer the first question that you asked is when you're thinking about marriage and getting into marriage, it's about a personal journey of you. I believe we are a species of questions. Like everything that we do is asking questions in different modes, right? So it's like when you are pairing yourself against the other gender, you're like asking them to say, why should I make you stay with me forever? You know what I mean? And if you find a person who's able to answer that question to you, then that person is the person that you've been looking for. You know what I mean? Okay. They make you see the type of person you really are. They make you see that they make you realize what your type is.
Your type?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. You discover what your type is in them, and they make you see what you needed and didn't know that you needed in your life. And they answer all these simple questions that you are asking as you are moving from one partner to another, because you never found the answer with this person, or maybe you found part of the answer but not all of the answer. This person is like, yes, I love you, but religiously, no. So you find all the answers not all the answers, but most of the answers that you can work with in this person. Hence, it brings about the motivation of wanting to be loyal to them, wanting to see things grow with them, because you see that this person I can work with in the longest time possible. So I think that partnering up and building towards partnership and stuff like that, it's not something which should be forced. It's something which should be inspired. And not only that, if parents, instead of telling people to say, oh, you are of age and get married now, teach them on how to be a better man who might set themselves up on attracting a woman who might want to settle with them. That way, you're setting them up to get married even soon. But if they're not equipped, then you want them to get married as well. You know what I mean? I think it's a dangerous thing.
Okay, so I think I've loved how you said you have to get inspired in order for you to get down on one knee and ask your woman to get married. But there's one other principle that most men fail at, and the reason to why most marriages fail is money, Malo.
True, finances.
Do you think if a man is okay and the woman is completely without means of income, that's a very good pairing? Or do you think both should have a particular source of income, though not good, but it's both consistent and stable? Or do you think even if the woman earned more than the man earns but not as much as the woman earns, do you think these are recipes for disaster in the long run? Or do you think having marriage where every person that is in that partnership has to have an exceeding amount of money in their estate or in their bank account as a prerequisite for marriage?
You know, it's tricky. It's tricky when we bring up these T's and C's to things like getting married, a partnership, and stuff like that. Because it is okay. These many things are recipes of what makes it work. You need to be stable enough to take care of a woman. Otherwise, she will not be around. She will not stick around enough to listen to your lead, or she'll be around but emasculate you, because you're unable to fill up your tasks as a provider, as a man, as a fighter.
Which is worse than divorce, by the
way. we already understand the minds of women, most women, where you find that they are followers, you know, and they are supposed to take care of the family and nourish nature of the family. It requires them being selfish. It requires them wanting more to collect more, because that collection will be transferred to the kids,
yes.
Security of the kids and stuff like that. That's the God-given trait which was given to them. You know what I mean?
To give to the children.
Exactly, to make the family work. So a man needs to understand that as he's going through. It adds more value if you find yourself a woman who earns at least enough as well to make the family roll, or even more than you, and then she's willing to give it to you as well, to say, my man, let's grow whatever empire you're trying to grow together, and this is the money, how are we going to manage it and stuff like that.
But that's hard to find these days.
It's hard to find, but they are there. It's hard to find, and they're taken advantage of, because usually those kind of women end up with people who scam them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what I think, Malo? It's usually the girls that are not the most attractive that have the most money. Nima dafu. And for the guys who are very good looking, they will prey on the girls who are not good looking but have a lot of money, and eventually milk their money from them and leave them afterwards, or cheat on them with a better looking girl.
True.
It's just the curse of being rich and not good looking.
It's controversial. That statement is like, you know, sometimes. Anyway, it's a topic that we talk about on another platform, because I need more time on that. But to expand the thought on what I was saying, you know, I think going back to the conclusion of my maybe response is, finding a partner should not be solely based, because all these are necessary, like finances are necessary. A better equipped man who's able to solve problems, not just problems, pay it off, problem, solve it. A lazy man. No, but a man who's able to solve problems in the house, whereby solutions will come. Oh, there's this problem. Let's do this and that and that. A man who's not easily manipulated, a man who's not easily scared, you know what I mean? To have all those qualities, we know that you have to work on yourself.
Yes.
And most men are not working on themselves. They just work on one side. Let me work on my finances, and everything will repair itself.
Forget about your character, your personality, your humor. Forget about everything else. Just work on the money. That's the biggest mistake.
Exactly. I think if both ways, whereby an organic marriage, which can work according to me, is if firstly you work on yourself, and then you start looking for that person and asking the right questions, you find them. I think everything else will just come as a reward to whatever you have built.
Yes. I think the battery. Malo, you can help close the episode.
Thank you for supporting this platform, for all those people that have given us feedback from our YouTube, our Facebook, our TikToks.
Yes.
You guys are amazing, and please keep on encouraging us. You're the reason why we keep on expanding this show and get more gear. By the way, we have new gear.
We have a new gear.
Lumix. Who's our Lumix?
GH5. So we're shooting in 4K right now.
4K.
You must understand we have
proper lighting, mad lighting, and all this is sponsored by Mr. Jerry, amazing Jerry.
Sponsored by Z Nation. Z Nations. Remember, we are Zambia's leading electronics store, located along Cairo Road, opposite the main post office.
Yeah.
We sell phones, laptops,
Cars.
And real estate as well.
We're all out.
Yes.
Visit our store and please get yourself a brand new phone, a pre-owned phone in good condition with Z Nations. AA grade. Remember, Z Nation Chabi. Z in the market.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you on the next one.